BB851, turn right, heading 180. 14 Papa, turn right 245, report localizer established 27.
More and more airlines around the world are suspending all operations for a temporary period following the outbreak of COVID-19. I'll not waste any more time and get straight into the recaps, covering those that have suspended services in recent days. We begin with RwandAir, who will stop flights from March 21st through to the 21st of April, a 1-month period of time to initially begin with. The carrier specifically said, "We are extremely sorry for the disruption and uncertainty this announcement will cause for our customers. However, we are sure they appreciate why this decision is unavoidable at this time, and that it has not been taken lightly. We are confident the temporary suspension of our operations will help to reduce the spread of the coronavirus." Meanwhile, over at Finnair, while not completely suspending all operations, they have indeed announced they'll be cutting capacity by some 90% due to the outbreak of the virus. They said up to potentially 2,000 flights could indeed be cancelled following the outbreak of COVID-19, and the lower than ever travel demand currently going on. The CEO of Finnair said, "We are monitoring how the situation develops closely and will be adding routes and flights to our operational plan based on demand. We hope to be able to revert back to normal operations as soon as the coronavirus situation has subsided." Luxair also joins the long list of recent announcements, with the European airline announcing it'll be suspending operations from the 23rd of March through to April. They said over the past 7 days, Malta, Austria, Greece, Morocco, Spain, Portugal, Denmark, Tunisia, the Czech Republic, and Egypt have all implemented flight bans of varying intensity. Other countries have significantly reduced air traffic control capacities and essential airport services. The airline that flies a number of Dash 8s and 737s therefore simply cannot operate under the circumstances and is indeed suspending all operations. As briefly covered in an earlier video, Lufthansa Group member Austrian Airlines also announced they'll be suspending their operations. The suspension of operations extends just through to the end of this month, that being March. However, given what other airlines have been doing, and the seemingly increasing problem and outbreak of COVID-19, there's definitely a chance the airline could have no choice but to extend the suspension of services for the foreseeable future, say into April. While common practice is indeed to ground all aircraft following a suspension of services, Austrian Airlines is going to be keeping 2 available for usage for crucial operations, whether that be for relief flights or emergency aid flights, a common theme now seen around the world. Moving along, it's time to cover Brussels Airlines, who also announced following COVID-19 that they would be left no choice but to indeed shut down for the period of a month. They said they did not expect services to restart until April 20th. However, as mentioned throughout this video, it's unclear just if this is going to take place to the full extent expected, whether it'll be limited services or whether COVID-19 will still be around, and in turn lead them to suspend services for an even longer period of time. Before people say, I'm aware I've probably missed some airlines that I've covered, say, over on my Twitter, and even airlines that have suspended 95% of their operations. However, this is just briefly covering some of the major players in the past few days that have effectively stopped all operations. What are your thoughts? Have you been impacted by any of the carriers that I mentioned reducing capacity? Do feel free to drop your thoughts, and as always, thank you very much for your continued support. Stay safe, and I'll see you all next time.